Hello friends, Liz here with Liz's Crafts, and we're going to be making my favorite thing today, which is a light globe. I've made a couple in the past and I wanted to make another one. And if you saw yesterday's video, I had used a piece of our fan that I liked that was no longer working, and this is another piece of the fan that I'm also going to use. So I just put this red grosgrain ribbon with black polka dots on it. There's 4 holes at the top here, and I just ran it through, tied a bow, and I'm going to dovetail the ends of it, of the ribbon. I think it gives it a nice finished look. And then we're going to get on with the stenciling. So today we're going to be using products from a maker's studio. I'm going to use this stencil here, which has 2 pieces. It has home, it's the love of a family that makes a house a home, and then this piece here. So we're going to use this piece right here. And this is called Home is Love. I will put a link to that in the description. So I'm just putting this along the bottom portion of this. There's a hole here and there's a cutout here. So I'm going to put it right here. This is going to be the front part of it. So I want it to look the nicest. So what I'm doing is I'm lining up this red line. So I'm putting my top of my stencil right underneath that red line. And the stencil does have bubbles in it because this is rounded. So you kind of have to be careful with it when you're stenciling, because you don't want to make a big fat mess. So you're not going to be able to get all the bubbles out, but you can get most of them out. And then as I get them out, I'm going to pull the stencil loose and then do a different part of the stencil. So I'm using Bless His Heart, which is red gel art ink. And again, I will put the description, I will put the link in the description. I'm going to try to get this up here a little bit better. I want to try to get as many bubbles out of it as I can. So I'm just going to kind of hold it down a little bit. I mean, it is sticking to my surface, but I just want some additional hold because this isn't the greatest surface to do this on as it bends around. Okay, so let's just take a look at this real quick. Okay, that looks good. And then I'm just going to go on to the next part. Again, I'm going to try to get as many bubbles as I can out of this. Now, it's probably not going to be perfect, but I want it to be as nice as I can make it. And I'm going to try not to go over it too much. So I'm going to need a little bit more red on here. Ew, probably messed that up, but it is towards the back. So it's not going to matter as much as it would if it was in the front. So I'm hoping it looks pretty decent. Yeah, it's not, it's great actually. Okay, so I'm just going to put that in water. Normally you would go ahead and wash out your stencil, but since I'm on doing this video, I'm not able to do that right now. I'm going to try to get some of this back into the tube. You really can't do too much, but I just hate wasting it. So I'm putting that in the water, and then I'm going to show you what I have. So this is what we just stenciled. Oh, that looks pretty good. I know you can't see it too well. And then I went ahead and did the other side before I came on the video. Like I said, you can't see it too well. I'll take pictures of it and put it out there. And if you like this video or any of them that you watch, please, you know, post it to your page, your friends' pages, you know, whatever, for other people to see. I would appreciate it. And also share it on YouTube. My channel is Liz Yonke for YouTube. I have about 16 subscribers, so it would be really great if I could get some more. And then if you like and follow Liz's craft page, I would appreciate it. And if you set your notifications, then you'll know when I put more videos out there. I'm not able to do lives at this time because my internet is not great. So we also have Liz's Craft Friends, and that's just a place where you all can put pictures of your not your videos, but pictures of any crafts that you do. And I would love to see what you do, especially with some inspiration that I've given you. I would love to see those. It is a closed group, so you do need to ask for permission, and the way you do that is you just go to Liz's Craft Friends and you answer 2 questions. And once you answer those questions, I'll approve you for membership. So I'm going to go ahead and dry this so I don't mess it up. So I just have my heat gun here. And this is Gel Art ink from a Maker Studio. The stencil is also from a Maker Studio. And again, I will put the links to the Gel Art ink and the stencil in the description. Now, just to warn you, this video is probably going to be pretty lengthy. If I find that it's going too far, then I might do it in a couple of parts. Have like a part 1 and a part 2. And we'll just have to see. So this is the base of our project. And again, this is just a part of that old fan that we had that I love so much, and was sorry to see it taken down. So at least I'm crafting with it, and I'll get to see pieces of it here and there. This is probably the 3rd piece that I've done using pieces from the lamp. I mean, from the thing. Okay, so let me touch this and see. Okay, it seems like it's dry. So now what I want to do is add my ribbon. And I want to add it, see, it has these holes in there. So I'm going to take the ribbon around this edge here to cover up these holes. So I'm just going to start at the back right here and start putting on my hot glue. So I'm just putting a thin strip of glue in the center of where I'm going to put my ribbon. And this is just some old ribbon that I've had for a while. I probably got it from Michael's, but I can't be sure. I've had it for several years. Now you just want to do a little bit of hot glue at a time, because if you do too much, it dries out before you can adhere your ribbon to it. And I am using a high temperature hot glue gun. You could probably use a lower temperature glue gun, but I just kind of prefer my high temperature glue gun. but you could probably use whatever works for you. Trying to get rid of these glue hairs. Okay, so I've gone all the way around, and now I just want to trim up my ribbon. So I'm going to let it overlap just a tad. Kind of cut that crooked, so. And then I'm going to glue that down. Okay. So this is what we have so far. We have our ribbon, polka dot ribbon up here, we have our ribbon down here, and then we have our stenciling here and here. So this part right here is going to be our back part. We're going to have our lights. We're going to have our light box up in here, so we're going to have to put something in here so that we can sit our light box on it. So that's what we're going to do next. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to take this gray piece of scrapbook paper and we're going to use the red piece on the top part that goes on here. The gray piece we're going to use on the bottom part, and we're using CDs, so you're going to need about 3 CDs. And I'm going to use this right here as my template for my circle on my CD, because you need it bigger than the CD itself. Now the paper came out of this paper booklet here. It says Vintage Collection, and I probably got it at Big Lots years ago. Now I'm just going to use my chalk pencil, and I'm going to draw around my circle here. And then I'm going to cut it out. And I want to make sure that I use my paper scissors for this and not my fabric scissors. If you sew, you know what I mean. Because you're always having to buy more and more scissors because your fabric scissors have been used for paper, and they don't work on fabric anymore. So. Okay, so I have this right here, and I just have an old CD that I'm going to glue right in the center of this. So I'm using Mod Podge, and I'm just going to put this right on the CD itself. And I'm going to use a generous amount of Mod Podge. And if you guys have any questions, please feel free to put them out there, and I'll try to answer them. Okay, so I just turned my CD over, and I have Mod Podged it onto this piece of paper here. And then I'm just going to cut from the edge into the edge of the CD. And then we're going to fold these over. And then that just gives it a cleaner edge on the other side of where you put your paper on your CD. case you guys are wondering, I have this right here, is also from a maker studio. I put this on my sleeve, I inked it, and I hot ironed it, and then I watercolored it with the gel art inks. I thought it turned out pretty well. Okay, so now that I have these cut out all around, then I want to add my Mod Podge onto my CD, and then we're going to turn the edges of this paper in. So we're just going to take each one and you just fold it in, and it will overlap, so you do need to put some Mod Podge on the last piece that you folded down so that you keep your paper down so that it's not popping back up, just like that. So you want to do that until you get all of those edges down. Once you have them down, you can turn your CD on the other side and then just press it down. You probably want to put some paper or something underneath it so that it's not going to get on your table. So I'm just going to get a piece of something that I have here in the trash. Okay, and then I'm just going to continue on. Sometimes I just can't seem to grab it. So what we have to do is we're actually doing two things. We're doing the base for our light, and then we're doing the light itself. So we're going to Mod Podge napkins onto this globe that we have from the house where we had replaced some lights in the bathroom. Okay, so I have all these laid down. This is what the front side looks like. These are starting to pop up, so I'm just going to lay it down, and then I'm going to put something on top of it. So I have two other ones I'm going to have to do, and we're going to have to do these in the red. We're going to do these in the red. So I probably want to go ahead and get these ready. So again, I'm going to be using this right here, and I'm going to need 2 circles. Now you don't have to make them this big, they can be smaller. This one's probably going to have to be a little bit smaller. As you can see, that's kind of hanging over the other one. But that's okay, because you don't have to have this much of it on there. Just going to put that right there. Get my scissors and then cut these out. I'm going to go inside the line a bit for this one on that edge where it connects with the other one. just going to set these aside. And then we're going to get started with these other CDs. I'm going to put this one there, this one here. Get out some Mod Podge. And I know you guys probably have CDs laying around that you don't know what to do with. Well, you can craft with them. You can make a banner out of them, cover them in the paper or material. Make a banner, which I've done before, and if you need to see that video, just go to the video section on Liz's craft page and look for it. I did it sometime last year, probably in the summer. Okay, now that I have these glued, then I'm going to go ahead and then cut around the edges, just like we did the other one. Now this one, these two, you might want to cut them a little bit closer together because you will be seeing these. And it just looks a little bit better if they're cut closer. So this is how I did those. You do the same thing to this one here. And I probably will do this in a couple of videos because it's going to be pretty long if I try to put it all in one video. I see that we're already into 23 minutes and we haven't gotten very far. So, okay, so this is the gray one that we did. This is the part that everybody's going to see. Well, not everybody, but okay. Now you can put the glue on the paper instead of the CD, and that will probably work a little bit better because you're not having to put the extra Mod Podge on the paper that you're folding down, because the other piece already has Mod Podge on it. So that does work a little bit better, actually a whole lot better. So do it this way. Okay, we're going to need additional Mod Podge here because it's already drying out. Okay, and now I'm just going to flip this over, put this heavy plate on it, and that'll keep it down while we work on the other one. So again, I'm putting the Mod Podge on the paper instead of the CD. It does go a lot faster. You don't have to add extra Mod Podge when you're folding it over. So alrighty. just taking the tabs one at a time and folding them over onto the CD. And they are going to try to pop up on you, but once you lay something heavy on top of them, it'll keep it down, and then the Mod Podge will adhere. Okay, so I'm just going to turn that over, and I'm going to put the plate on top of that one. Okay, so we have this one. And we have the gray one. Now the gray one, what I want to do is I want to put it in here. Okay, so I'm going to put some hot glue around this right in there, and then I'm going to push that CD down in there, and hopefully it will stay. I'm going to have to work with it a little bit because the paper made it thicker than it was, or yeah, bigger than it was. But I needed somewhere to place the battery pack to this, and it wouldn't go on. It wouldn't go in there with that screw thing sticking up, so we had to do this. Okay, now these here, I want to glue these together. And I think I'm going to use I think I'm going to use Mod Podge. Yeah, I'm going to use Mod Podge for this. I thought maybe hot glue, but I don't know. We'll see. If this doesn't work, when it if it pulls apart and it dries, then we'll use hot glue if we need to. But I think this might work. We'll just put these two together, and then I want to put my plate on top of it just to hold it down. Okay, I'm just going to slide this over, and then what I'm going to do is put my battery pack. I have 3 AA batteries in here, but you want to make sure that your edges here where you can unsnap, you want to put your battery pack in the middle so that you can open it if you need to change out the batteries. So I want to put it so that my wire is close to this hole here, because I want this to come out of the hole. And in fact, I might need to go ahead and do that right now before I get too far along. We'll see what happens. This one has a lot of lights on it. I got it from Amazon, and it does have a remote control. Okay, so what's happening here? There we go. Kind of getting hung up a little bit, but I'm gonna get through it. Unfortunately, I don't know of an easier way to get this through here. So we're just gonna do it this way. I know it might not be the best way to do this, but that's the only way I know how. So I'm just gonna go with it. Okay, and now we got it hung up again. Okay, there we go. This way, if you use the lights with a remote control, you don't have to keep turning this upside down, which I don't think would be a good idea anyway because of the weight of the globe there. And that, you know, I'm going to put hot glue and E6000 on it, so, you know, I don't know how well it's going to hold to stay together really well. Hopefully it will, with the E6000 and the hot glue. Okay, so let me unravel this and maybe that'll help out. Still kind of wrapped around each other. Okay, I think we kind of have it now. Still got one loop here. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna put this through here. I'm gonna put it through here. Hopefully I'm not tangling it up more. Okay, put it through here. And then through here. Okay, I think that's, no, not quite. I have one more untangling here. And it's just a loop, so that's good. All right. So there we go. Now we want to glue this to the center here. So I'm going to start out with my E6000. I'm going to put a strip of it down the center of the battery pack, and then I'm going to put hot glue on either side once I get another stick. And I'm going to put that right in the center, and I want to make sure that my cord is facing the correct way. I'm just going to put that right there. So there we have it, and we can open this to change the batteries if we need to. This one doesn't want to, there we go. And then we have a remote control so that we don't need okay, so why is this not coming on? I had to press that button, and there it is. So these are our lights that are going to go up in our globe. So I'm just going to turn these off. Turn them off. Off. Okay. There we go. Got a little bit of this E6000 laying on the table. Alrighty, now we're going to check on this. So that looks pretty good. Now I'm going to look and see which side I like best. And I'm kind of liking this side here. So again, I'm gonna use E6000 and hot glue to glue this onto here. And you put your E6000 on first because it takes longer to dry, and then you put your hot glue on it. So this is just going around the edge. I'm not going to do it all the way around the edge because I do want to use my hot glue, but I'm putting it in several places. And then I'll add my hot glue to the places that I didn't fill in. Okay. That's good right there. And then I'm just going to put this on the top, and I'm going to try to center it. So I think that looks pretty good. So now our base is ready for, well, one more thing I want to do with the base. I want to cover up this hole here. So what I'm going to use is this little wooden laser cut butterfly, and I got this from a Dollar Tree. There's there's 3 different butterflies, 2 of each in a packet. So I'm using this one here down here, and I'm just going to glue that, hot glue that over that hole so you can't see the hole. So I'm going to put some hot glue on the outer regions of the wings, and in the center where the body is. And then I'm just going to put that, I'm going to angle it a little bit and put that right on top of the hole. And now you can't see it. You can't see any of the holes except for this one, and it's like that's supposed to be there because you have your light coming out of it. So this is what it's going to look like when we're finished. This is going to be on top here, and the lights are going to be inside of the globe. And we'll put those in at a later time, but we are going to, like I said, we're going to Mod Podge napkins, and I got these napkins here from Tuesday Morning. I just thought they're really cute. Has raspberries, I think it is. Black raspberries and red raspberries or whatever, and a butterfly. And that's why I put the butterfly on here, because of the butterfly here. These are 3-ply napkins, and I took the 2 back plies off of it, and then we're going to Mod Podge that onto the globe. But I think I would do that in part 2 of this video. So I'm going to end it here, and I'll be back with part 2 the day after this video posts. And I hope you'll stick with me and watch both parts of the video. So until then, keep crafting. Bye guys. Love y'all.